Hey guys, this is Will. I'm coming back with another video. I have been collecting some spoon parts over the summer, and I finally got enough to get some stuff installed together. So the first thing on the list is the spoon motion control beams. We're going to be taking off the rear bumper, and once we take off the rear bumper, we can install this part here. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just go through all their tabs, bolts, and make sure you pop out the rear bumper slowly so that you don't damage any of the parts. And once you take it off, you can feel free to clean around the reinforcement bar, with a microfiber towel or cloth, or like a detail brush. And it does utilize the new bolts, so you will have the brackets right there. Loosely tighten them up because you will have to adjust once you put them on. And when you go ahead to install them, it does give you the correct torque specs on the paperwork. It does show Newton meters, but you can use the guide online, like a Google Translate app, to find out what it is in torque, which is pretty similar. Spoon does provide you with all brand new bolts, so you don't have to reuse the ones that's in there. And it's a pretty easy install for this part. Like I said, loosely put it in and tighten a little bit on left and right side until the motion control beam is completely stiff and closed up. Quality of this is pretty amazing. Spoon is, of course, attention to detail, so the products are always really nice and clean. So what Adam is doing here, he is torquing the bolts to spec. And if you ever come to United Speed Racing, Adam Sanchez is your go-to mechanic. He's been here since day one of the Type R releases, and he really knows his stuff. He can do everything blindfolded if need be. There's a little up-close video. Pretty nice. So with the rear motion control beam installed, time to put everything back together. The foam padding that goes over the reinforcement bar on the rear must be cut due to this little L-shaped piece is actually pushing against the motion control beam. So you can just take a razor and just cut it off. Should be pretty easy. So now we're going to go ahead and tackle the front. The front does require you to remove the metal splash shield, as well as 2 subframe bolts on each side, one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, to install this special bracket on. So with the bracket installed, we're going to go ahead and work on the rear motor mount. I purchased a Hasport 70A mount to replace with the OEM. So while installing the 70A mount, it is recommended that you lube up the urethane portion. For some reason, mine took forever to push back in. We had to use a rubber mallet and a pry bar to push it back in. But once we got it in, it was pretty quick to get it tightened down. With the rear motor mount completed, we went ahead and put the metal splash shield back on and installed the front motion control beam. As you can see the shiny rear motor mount in place. Time for the next project. We went ahead and installed Spoon stainless steel brake lines on all 4 corners, which will help in the process of braking. We also went ahead and bled the brakes using compressed air, where we just hook up to the brake caliper. And the final item to install is the Spoon Slave clutch hose line, which this line took forever to install due to this metal bracket being flimsy. You have to actually hold one side with a pair of pliers and the other side with your ratchet. If you don't, it will keep bending, and you'd have to basically spend more time on it. So right here, we got it installed in finally. Took too much time, more than needed to, but we finally got it in. After the Slave clutch hose line was installed, we went ahead and flushed the brake and clutch line with Multi 600. TRD with motion control beams. Maximize your car's full potential. Motion control beam. While driving, your car is subjected to a variety of forces, resulting in a variety of minute movements and vibrations. Because the suspension performance is not fully achieved, the motion control beam absorbs all these unwanted movements and vibrations. The motion control beam uses a spring mechanism that generates an opposing force equal to the load on the body, thus suppressing these movements. This is comparable to the effects of tuning body rigidity and suspension. With the suspension operating at its fullest, the car moves smoothly and sticks to the surface of the road better. In addition, excessive steering is reduced for a feeling of direct control and perfect handling. You will notice that you will require less turning to get to the line that you need. Bumps are reduced when driving over their surfaces. Here's an example of normal and with your motion control beams. Much less. There you have it, motion control beams and how they work. Alright guys, so it looks like we got pretty much everything installed that we needed today. We have the 4 stainless steel braided lines from Spoon clutch hose line for the clutch. We have the front and rear motion control beam, and we also got the rear motor mount. Hopefully the next video I will be able to discuss with you guys on how the performance upgrades have helped my driving on track and street. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much.